All right, we've got to have a little bit of a celebration because we are seeing some incredible predictions that I've made on Stocks with Josh on this page come to pass today. On a number of option plays, I'm actually up 300%. And so it's a pretty happy day. I'm going to go into some charts and I'm going to talk about what's hot. I'm going to give you some clarifications on some predictions that I've made, and we're going to look at crypto, we're going to look at stocks. I appreciate right off the bat if you hitting that like for me, and if you're new to this page and this is the very first time you're seeing my face, hit the subscribe, because on this page I'm making bold predictions and sharing plays, as well as sharing the charts and my logic. The trend lines that I draw, they are the relevant trend lines for anything I'm covering. Those are the lines in the sand. That's how I refer to them. I basically will tell you, guys, if we get above this price, here's where we're going. If we fall below this price, then watch out below. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. I think every single one of these shows is basically a charting class, and as well as the fact that I've got some strong opinions on the market and what's happening with the big players. We're going to break down a little bit of GME and AMC and probably one of the most important plays that I've got going on this week, which is NVIDIA. I've got Tesla puts to the downside. I believe that we're going to see more downside there. And I held calls on Apple to the upside when we were at 182. I said, guys, we're going to get to 190. We got there today. And then you've got the overall market, the S&P 500 as measured by the SPX, and you can trade the SPX through the SPXL, and you can buy options on it. And back when they were 122, I did a show where I went into the MOOMOO app and I said, guys, these are the SPXL options I'm looking at right now. Those have gone through the roof. Those are well up 300%. And that was just a couple weeks ago. And so the market's been offering you a lot of opportunity to make some money. Now, I know there's a couple of you that are like, I'm down today. Someone's saying, I'm down, Josh. I'm not up. I have been in that boat years ago. And so I know what that feels like. And I'm just going to tell you that it's time to reorganize. Now, one of the guys in the Discord, I'm not going to shout anybody out, he might be able to guess who he is, has been caught what I refer to as over trading again. Now, I've got a set of 4 rules, and if you write these down and put them somewhere on your computer or make a notepad and just memorize them so that you can repeat them in your sleep, it'll make you a better trader. Now, the very first rule is to trade the trend. That is what we have successfully done. I've predicted the trend and I've traded the trend, and we've got some more trend predictions to give you today. Now, after that, and this is a lot of people sometimes are trying to fight the trend. There are people who are trying to load up SQQQ, which goes inverse to the market, and I was practically begging them not to. When we had a little bit of pullback, I told people, lock in your profits. We're going back to all-time highs, which we got to today. Been saying that on this page for the last 30 days, right? We're there today, right? And so those folks fought the trend and they got burned. And I don't want to hear you guys getting burned. I don't want to see anybody getting burned, right? Don't fight the trend. Number 2, you've got to use your stop loss. You've got to protect capital. Protecting capital is protecting your ability to invest and trade in this market, right? And so I know that it goes against instinct, and people put in the stop loss. They don't know where to put in the stop loss, and so they get kicked out, they get kicked out, they get kicked out, and they feel like they're just losing capital. But I'm going to be honest, you've got to learn the technicals. If you're not in the technical game, you're really not positioned on Wall Street yet correctly. Now, I'm going to throw out the fact that I use TradingView, which is a desktop charting software. You can use it on your phone as well, but I spend a lot of time with my laptop in front of me looking at TradingView. That's the tool that I use. I also use Trend Spider. There's a link for TradingView in the top pinned comment, guys. I just want you to be aware of that. I also use some indicators. I use LUXALGO, and I'm going to be teaching that when I do Technical Tuesdays with Tim. We're going to teach about that LUXALGO suite and how to use the buy and sell orders. In the charting I do, part of my routine now, every day and every chart I share with you guys, I'm looking at what the LUXALGO says because it's proven to be a helpful refining tool to my charting, right? Now, Tim wasn't available for yesterday's Technical Tuesday because he was sick. So wish him well, say a prayer for him. We will do a Technical Tuesdays with Tim as soon as he gets better. Now, trade the trend. use a stop loss. Now, if you don't use a stop loss, there is actually a third way of managing risk, and that's to control your position size, okay? And I gave an explanation of what that looked like in yesterday's video when I talked about Palantir. And the rule of thumb is this. I said Palantir, if we lose the $20 range and it opens and closes beneath that, then it could go all the way down to $14 in the days ahead. And I made this point. If you're not in a position to double your position size at $14, if you don't have the money to do that, to buy the exact same amount of Palantir that you currently hold, then your position size is out of control. And so you might consider putting a stop loss on half of your current position size beneath, let's say, we'll call it 1890, right? Or 1920, something in that range. And if it kicks you out, then you would have half of your money to buy again on the bottom of the next support level, which is where stocks move. They move from level to level, right? Doesn't matter how good the company is, stocks do that, guys. That's what they do. So, third discipline, control your position size. Now, the fourth one is very relevant, and it's what one of the guys in the Discord was not doing well, who was down today on a day when I'm up 300% on numerous plays, okay? All the ones I've shared on this page, I'm up over 300%. This guy's down, right? And he follows me, right? He is over trading. He's over trading. All of the trades that I'm up on this big are trades that I've been talking about on this page. Big picture, longer time frame trades, not intraday moves. So if you are down today when the market's hitting an all-time high, then you have to understand you are over trading. Okay, that's not the main point of this video. I'm going to try to go into some charts here, and we're going to talk about some cool moves in the market. Let me just jump right into the first one. Let's check it out. All right, first stock we're going to talk about today is AMC. Guys, this chart, all of the support and resistance levels that you see on it, I gave when we were sitting at around $5.21. And I made the prediction that tomorrow we were going to have a big candle. Wow, did we have a big candle, all the way up to $11.80. And it's turned right around, hit and fallen beneath all of these structural levels, even below $6. Now, I just want you guys to know that I don't believe that this whole short squeeze move is over. I don't really see that right now because of the amount of influencers and people that have gotten involved. Wall Street's involved. And you might say, well, you know, is that good or bad that Wall Street's involved? They're gonna perpetuate this cycle because they want to sell you guys calls and puts. They want you to ride the wave. And so if you're going to take a chance, I'm going to be honest with you, you should be looking at it right now because we are likely going to go back above $9 on AMC. I don't have a crystal ball. I just believe that this move is going to continue, and it's just too soon to call it quits. Now we've got GME. I did a live stream for the Stock Squad Patreon. The Stock Squad Patreon is with me, StockMo, Keenan Grace, and Stock Up with Larry Jones. I did a live stream today breaking down GME. I'm going to briefly go into that here now as well. And here's basically what I told them there. I said that $40 is the line in the sand, right? And so we have blasted off. We got all the way up to around $65. We've come back below 40. So let me be very clear. I'm going to do it with emojis. If we can open and close above $40 in the market open hours, you're going to see this thing go higher, and it can absolutely go up to 60 bucks. However, on the bear side of this, if we open and close beneath $40, you're going to see that it can go all the way down to $25 to $20. I think that we are going to see more swings like this. And so it's going to be the $40 mark that I want you guys to watch. Now, let me just take you directly into Bitcoin. And this is an incredible situation today. And, you know, I just want to take a minute and celebrate this. Look at this chart with me. Just days ago, we were down sort of in the dumps, bleeding from 62 to 60. And it did not disparage me. You didn't get a change of narrative with Stocks with Josh. You got me making a hard prediction and doubling down on what was coming, an impending move on Bitcoin to 68K. We've made it all the way up to 65K today. This is exactly what I had predicted, and I had said that many of the alts were going to move even with a higher percentage. Some above all the way up to 20%. This is another hard prediction. Now, we got to 65, but I don't think that the move is over. It doesn't mean we won't vacillate here a little bit. I think we're going to strike that 68 price point. And so I'm going to call Bitcoin as well as the alts. I'm going to call them in any buy the dip mode for the next couple of weeks while we are pushing to test the top of this range. I'm going to call it you buy the dip. Anything that pulls back, you don't get fearful thinking that it's time to short them to a new low. You take the opportunity of any minor pullback in your alts or Bitcoin because we still have room up on Bitcoin. Now, I just want to pause. I don't say this to pat my own back. I say this because I want to be super clear. I can't come out here and say buy, 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 or sell, sell, sell. What I can do is I can tell you where I think something is going, right? And what my level of conviction is. I was very clear that we weren't going to fall beneath 60 and capitulate. We were absolutely going to blast higher to 65, 68, and potentially higher. I made that very, very clear. And so again, I'm repeating to you, don't get scared. It's not time to get scared. I do expect a little price fluctuation as we had a massive move today, but that fluctuation is the opportunity to scale and double down because the finished up move isn't over. So I hope that that is I cannot make it any more clear. I have not changed direction. Somebody made a comment that I noticed in the chat yesterday's video. They said hindsight is 2020. And if you follow this page, I have been predicting these moves for weeks and months. And the predictions I made on the S&P 500, the predictions I've made on Apple, the predictions I've made on Tesla, the predictions I've made on Bitcoin, we have seen them all come to pass to the penny, to the penny. All of those numbers have been hit. And I just want you guys not to get too bullish or too bearish, but I just want you to take note. Strike these numbers on your charts. And when the market begins to tell you something different, don't panic. Don't panic. All that's happening is I'm trading my trade plan and I'm sharing it with you. This is where I saw things going and we got there. It's a day to celebrate. If you didn't make any money today, if you didn't kill it, if your trade account's not up 100, 200, or 300%, then go back and write down those trade disciplines I shared at the beginning of the video because they will change your financial future. And over time, whenever a play doesn't work out, read them and ask yourself, which of these did I not follow in this scenario? And when you have a massively winning day, go back and read them and say, how did this affect my success? And this type of analysis will make you a better trader. It's literally the path I walked. It's literally the path that has led to the success that I'm enjoying today. I hope you guys can find some value in it. Let me know in the comments section if you made some money trading Apple to the upside, SPXL to the upside, Bitcoin and the alts to the upside, and Tesla to the downside. Because it's not that I've carried some everything's bullish. I've explained to you why I thought the things that were going up would go up. And I've explained to you why I thought the things that were going down would go down. So I'm going to wrap it up there. We're going to leave it at that point today. I am believing that the GME and the AMC move isn't over because there's just a lot of hype, a lot of manipulation. And as I made mention, as me and Stockmo did a live stream in the Discord today, we went into a deep explanation as to the market players and how they've positioned themselves to take advantage of the swings up to 60 and the swings down to 20 on GME. We're going to see both of those swings. So you don't want to be the guy going long at 60 on GME for the next move up to 100. You want to be the guy that takes the risk when it's down on a red candle, which is where we're at. And you can also consider this bit of advice. It's not in my 4 disciplines, but it's a major part of how I trade. I scale. I enter one call or put or stock per se, a smaller portion. And as it begins to do what I want it to do, and as I begin to make money, I don't cut it and take a small profit. I add to it and I add to it and I add to it. I scale over time. So let's say you were to get into GME right now or AMC, right? First, don't put money to risk that you can't afford to lose. This is a wild horse, and it can buck you off at any time. But what you do put in, whether it's $10, $100, or $1,000, you don't have to buy it in one trade. Just commit yourself to breaking up that trade over 5 transactions, 10 transactions, and each transaction gets confirmed if it begins to go in the direction that you think it'll go. And you really scale when it begins to go up, right? You can scale a little bit when it's going down, but you really want to enter your full position size when you see a sign of a complete reversal. Again, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. We're going to leave it right there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe to get the next call, to get the next prediction, to get the next video. I appreciate you guys. Peace and blessings. Take care.